Hello everybody! Today's video is going to be about this Blooming Paris puzzle from Corner Piece. Now, this is not the sort of image I would usually go for. I don't usually look at like landscape type images of like real places. But if you look closely, you can see this isn't like a photo style, it's kind of like sort of an art style. And although it is kind of a generic art style that you do see quite commonly that I don't usually go for, just look at those colours. I mean, this is gorgeous. I could not resist getting this when I saw it in the charity shop. I was kind of torn between this and another puzzle, but in the end I went for this one because the colours were just absolutely me. I adore that sky, and honestly I just really like all of it. And I really like Paris as a city. I think it's a very beautiful place. I've loved it when I went there. So yeah, let's look inside and see what's in the box. There we go. So the pieces are in a bag. I'm just going to pour it out. There we go. So these are all the pieces in the box, and these are some of the prettiest pieces I have ever seen in my entire life. They are stunning. I'm just going to pick this up so you can sort of get an idea for how gorgeous each individual piece is. So they're very glossy looking. They feel so nice to the touch. I really like these. And like, literally, I'm just going to pick up a handful and like see if I can flip them up for you guys to see. But I mean, just look at the... Okay, I dropped a piece on the floor. This isn't going to work. I'm just going to show you sort of bits and pieces of them. But just like, look at these pieces. Each piece, every single one is just so stunning. They are gorgeous. Now, I do notice they are a little bit thin. They're kind of flimsy. They're not like completely flimsy, but they are kind of flimsy. So it'll be interesting to see how well they stick together. But, I mean, just... look at that cascade of pieces. I love doing this with puzzle pieces. But yeah, they're really pretty. I love, love, love the glossy finish. I cannot wait to get started on this. And let's get started on this, and I'll give you updates as I do the puzzle. I'm now 40 minutes in, and I've done most of the edge, but I've missed quite a lot. And the reason I've missed them is because, I don't know if you can see, but they are very glossy, which kind of makes it hard to tell if a piece is an edge piece or not when it's in the box. I've also sorted out some of these like trees here, which is part of the leaves on the tree, but unfortunately I only decided to start sorting them out halfway through. And when I'm sorting the edge pieces, I don't bother flipping because I don't have the space. But, oh, found another tree piece I'll put there. But as you can see, it's really hard to kind of spot edge pieces, which is, I think, part of why I missed so many. But decent progress so far, and honestly, I'm loving it. The pieces are so beautiful, and I'm not doing this one for speed, I'm just doing it for fun. So yeah, just gonna take it at my pace. So I've now been working on this for just under 2 hours, and as you can see, progress has been slow, but that's okay because that is a very deliberate choice, because even though I do want to get into speed puzzling, I also feel like I need to sometimes just take some time to relax and just enjoy doing the puzzle. So every time I found myself going a bit fast, I would just slow down. But I've done this corner here, I've done the roof of the boat, I've done the roses here in the corner, and I've done these, what they're called, parasols I think they aren't they? But anyway, I've done the roofs of these ones. I also happened to find a couple of pieces that go over here, so I've left it. But the most important thing I've done is sorted out the pieces sort of. So I've now got them all flipped face up, so I've got some there, some still in that part of the box. Then these parts are all pieces of the sky that don't have anything else on them. Now pieces of the sky that do have other stuff on them have been here. And even though the ones in this box aren't all flipped up the right way, that's because these are all the trees in the corner. And as you can see, this is going to be quite a difficult part of the puzzle. So I figured I can just flip them up when I've got more space to lay them out fully there. So I'm going to get everything else done and then do these at the end. But yeah, I really love just sort of letting them fall from my hands. They're so pretty and they feel so nice and glossy. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. Can't wait to keep going. And here it is, the finished puzzle. It looks so beautiful when it's done. I'm really happy with it, and I'm really proud of myself for building it. There's definitely a really great sense of pride when I build the 1,000 piece ones, because that's a lot of pieces. So the order I did it in, as you guys saw, I had the boat done, I had the sort of this part in the corner done. What other parts did I do earlier? I can't remember what I showed last time, but then what I did, I built this kind of like section Here we sort of faded out sort of colourful buildings because they were quite easy to identify the pieces. I put together this bridge along here. The water, I did these steps in the corner, and then I was able to put together the like chairs and things. The sky was actually surprisingly easy. I was expecting that to be difficult because the pieces are all very similar, but actually once I had them sorted out, you could kind of tell from the different colours where they'd connect, and it was actually quite satisfying to put them in. The only downside being I was doing it at night, so by artificial light, and I was trying to sit down to preserve my back, so I didn't want to be leaning forward too much, so there was like a lot of glare on the pieces, so it was a bit hard to identify them, but other than that, that went down really, really well. And then the hardest part, which I saved for last, was the tree, because as you can see, like the leaves look basically the same, so I kind of tried to get in the habit, instead of looking at the leaves themselves, I was looking through the leaves, so I was trying to like look at the bits of sky behind and work out where they would go, and then when it got to the middle, I was like looking at the branches and doing it by that. But all in all, it took me 5 hours and 50, which I'm very happy with, because I was taking it at a slow, leisurely pace. I wasn't trying to be fast or anything, so it's nice to know that's kind of like my baseline. But yeah, it was definitely a lot more smooth once I got all the pieces turned the right way up, and space is the biggest issue for sure with building these larger puzzles, so I think I do still prefer 500 pieces, just because don't get overwhelmed by the piece count. But yeah, definitely a beautiful image, and I'm really, really glad that I did this one. So there we go, that was Blooming Paris by Corner Feast. I really enjoyed this one. It is such a beautiful, beautiful image. Putting it together was just so fun, so enjoyable. I really liked every moment of it, and I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to give it to my nanny, because I know that she really likes puzzles, and I think she would love this image. She enjoys colours, and I think this is kind of her style of image usually anyway. So I'm going to give this to her, and hopefully she'll love it as much as I did. In terms of negatives, as I mentioned before, the pieces don't fit together amazingly when you're like moving sections and stuff. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. I could just about pick the puzzle up, but not enough that I could have like turned it around to show the camera, which is why I didn't. There were a few false fits, but you could usually tell, because the picture wouldn't connect perfectly. So like with the sky, you could sort of see, even though some of the pieces did fit, if they didn't go, you could sort of tell from the sort of cloud shapes if it wasn't quite right. It was a bit of a nuisance with the trees, because that was a lot harder to tell, because you can see it's just kind of like a whole clump of pink and red and stuff. But I did get there in the end. The tree was by far the hardest part. Like everything else paled in comparison to that tree. The river was really fun and easy to put together. The Eiffel Tower came together really nicely. This part in the bottom corner was a little tricky, because like the rust colours. I'm going to open the box and see if I can find a puzzle piece of it to kind of show you what I mean in terms of the colours on that one. This is going to be where I can't find it. I'm just going to cut to when I found one. There you go. So you can sort of see from the pieces, there's just kind of like a lot of weird colours. It's kind of hard to spot exactly where they go, because you don't really notice it so much on the picture, because the picture's obviously a small version of the puzzle, whereas these are kind of like little minute moments, so it's really hard to say exactly where they go. So those bits were a little tricky, but I still enjoyed putting them together, because like I said, I really loved that glossy finish on the pieces. Now you do see corner piece puzzles literally everywhere, so it shouldn't be too hard to pick up another one. I wouldn't actively look out for this brand, but I wouldn't like avoid them either. Like if I see one from them that has a design I like, I'll go for it. In terms of quality, yeah, like I said, not amazing, not terrible, very middle of the road, but this particular puzzle, definitely enjoyed. If you see it, I would definitely recommend getting it. It's a lot of fun. Very pretty puzzle. Thanks very much for watching. Please do give the video a like. Drop a comment down below to say whether you like pictures of real places, or if you prefer more sort of like abstract artworks. And please subscribe to the channel for more fun videos in the future. Bye bye.